Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do kind of some mad scientist work to the Trail Boss here, and we are going to be upgrading to wireless Apple Carplay and wireless Android Auto, and as well as some factory navigation. Now this is a 2020 Trail Boss, which did not come with Apple CarPlay. You couldn't get that till like 2021 and newer, so this is going to be a pretty sweet mod, as well as that factory navigation, which was just a perk that I don't believe was available with this one. I think you had to go to the higher trim levels. So how do we do that? Well, we got in touch with West Automotive and Media Services, and they sent us a new computer for the radio. And this has to be programmed specific to your vehicle's VIN number and everything. So thank you to those guys for sending this out to us, and I'm going to be excited here to walk you through the install process and to see all the cool new bells and whistles the truck can do. So this is Truck Ownership 101. I'm Spencer Elbach. Class is now in session. Shout out again to West Automotive and Media Services for sending us this part. I'm really excited to walk you guys through that install. If you guys are interested in this, please go to the description in this video, click on the link, go to their site, find the part you're looking for, type in the specifics of your vehicle to make sure everything's compatible, and they'll hook you up. So they've got a lot of other cool stuff there too, like if you're interested in like the high country trim level, like cluster with the extra large LED screens and stuff like that, they offer those too. So if you want to see me maybe install one of those, like this video, let me know in the comments section if that's something you're interested in. Maybe we can work that out. So first part in this install is to disconnect the battery, which I have yet to do, and was pretty interesting. So I'll throw a B-roll footage of this mounted down here, but basically you can see I took a 10 mil socket to loosen that, and this whole panel comes up. There was a little tab here to pull back on, so it popped out, but kind of a cool thing once you get it figured out. It has all the connections to the vehicle, extra connections on the side there, but one little connection I did pull there, just again a little tab to pull back, and then once that tab is pulled back, then you can compress here and then it pops straight out. So that just gave me a little more room to work. So disconnecting the battery is highly recommended for this process. Working our way to the inside of the vehicle here, you can see what we're going to be working with. So again, this is the part that we are going to be replacing. We are going to be going underneath. Now in the instructions, there was a panel here that needed to be pulled, had some of those little plastic retaining clips. My truck did not actually come with that. So let me know in the comment section if yours has that, or if maybe that's just not a common thing. Maybe it's kind of dependent on the year of the truck. But so we're going to go under here and up. Let's see if I can spot it. There it is, way kind of in the background. There is the part we're trying to get after. So like I said, there might be a little plastic trim panel here to remove first. It should be about 3 plastic pins. Next is going to be this guy, which looks like there's some tabs, maybe some hardware to remove that bracket. Might have to get this guy out of the way, and then we're going to go up in there, pop that guy out, pop some wires back in. Should be a pretty easy mod. Fingers crossed, right? So once we get that panel removed, the first step is to remove this power inverter module. So the next step is to remove the bracket for the power inverter little module here. It's just a couple of 10 mil bolts, just using an extension and an elbow just to get in there a little easier.
All right, so we're underneath the passenger side here. Got this removed, got the bracket for it removed. Getting closer to our ultimate goal, which is that guy back there. I think this is going to be in our way. I was reading the instructions and they say it varied on some of their projects. So, but removing this is actually pretty easy. This is already half started, so I'll throw B-roll footage of what this looks like. Not half disassembled, but what you do is when this sleeve is all the way up here, you can kind of see I've already had some travel, but you remove this little, or you pull this little plastic tab, which allows this white plastic in here to spin. So it's kind of a cool little thing. And then this tab is the magic tab that compresses. And when you compress that, and all this kind of light colored plastic, when that tab is pressed, that plastic red pin is removed to allow this to spin. That'll rotate as this slides back, and all those disconnections will come apart. So this has a little plastic tab holding it in place. If I pulled hard enough, that would come out, but I kind of, for cable management and to keep that up there so it doesn't dangle down, I'm gonna see if I can leave that, because I am officially where I want to be. I can start removing all of those connectors, and then it looks like there's just a little plastic tab there that I'll compress, and this radio should slide right out. I wish I could get a camera in there to show you, but there's plenty of room for me to get in here and to pull all these wires. Not so much to get you guys an ideal camera angle, so I'll see if I can slide something out of the way here and get you a better look. All right, I feel like this is the point where I should start the video just gasping for air, just did it. But it wasn't too bad. Like this, I'm used to tearing apart old crap, and you gotta like fight and pull and rip on stuff, and that you really can't get into that that habit with working with these little connectors. All of them have a little tab you have to release, like you pull down and back on it, and then you have something you press down on, and then the things just pop right out. So now I recommend pulling them all, and then this just pulls straight down. I got a picture where you can see once all the connectors are loose, there's 2 plastic tabs in the mounting bracket for this thing you have to push down, then it just slides just straight down with gravity. But you can see I still have one more connection to do. This one was fighting me the most, so I thought maybe if I got all the other ones out, I could get a better look at it. And again, it's just understanding how these little tabs work. And then this one's pretty unique. You can see it's white, and yeah, it's just got a little white part I got to lift up on. Then it looks like that black part there I'll be able to press down on. So there are some pick tools that are recommended for this. I'll link them in the description below. I'd recommend it. You know, if you're getting this in the weeds working on stuff, you'll find that all the connectors on everything are this, you know, this tab gets pushed in, and then that locks in place. So when this red is forward, you can't press down and release the thing you need to release for it to let go. So those little metal picks and stuff, they kind of almost look like dental tool kind of things, where like little like toothpicks kind of things. But yeah, everything had something like that. You had to slide a locking clip out, and then you were able to press and release a tab to get something to pop out. So that is the case for everything in here. This one, I don't know if I just got lucky. I kind of figured this one might have a slide back thing, but it just seemed to, maybe I got lucky with that one. But like I said, that was just easy to pop out. Hopefully this video kind of just to let you see how all these connectors work. Let me see if I got any others. But yeah, everything was pretty straightforward. Once you know you gotta pull a brightly colored tab back, and then you can press the thing down to get the nice easy snap release. All these should snap out, you know, especially if you're working on new stuff. Things should snap out pretty easily. You just gotta know where to find all those locking pins. I'll show you, I guess it's a little easier on the new one. This might help you too, if you are struggling. You can see on the outside of these round ones, that's where the tab is. So again, combination of pressing there, and then also if you got to cheat a little bit, twisting, you know, you don't want to break your wires, you got a much bigger problem then, but a little twist that way might cheat you just enough to get around those tabs. That kind of helped me with the round ones. And like I said, all the rest of these are tab on the top portion. So that's where you're looking to unlock these from. So I'll get that last one disconnected, get this one in place, and then pop all those wires back in, button stuff up, and we'll see how everything looks on the radio side of things. All right, so we have the new radio computer installed and in place. We have the battery reconnected. The last thing we have to do is throw in the included maps into the SD card reader, and if you've got the center console, it would be located here. Okay, so that gets tucked in there all the way. Let's see what happens. Booting up. Okay. Looks like all of my lost all my radio presets, so that's not too surprising. Let's see what the navigation does. Can I use for navigation in this vehicle? Confirm. Oh my goodness. We've got navigation, boys. Cool. I have never seen any of this before. So now we could set up wireless Apple CarPlay. I think we did it. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff reset. That's okay. Yeah, all of my screen here is new. Yeah, if you had a lot of trailers and stuff, but we actually just, with our new camper, which you saw in my previous video, cameras, wow, look at that. Okay. So, obviously some setup to do, but I think we're done here. I think we got this. All right, so I've been driving the truck for a few days here with the new radio installed, just trying to get my feel for it and get my recommendations, kind of stuff figured out who this would be ideal for. And after the few days, I love it. I find myself using Apple CarPlay a lot more than I used to, just because right when I jump in the truck, turn it on, bang, it's synced, ready to go. I use it now exclusively for my phone calls instead of using the truck, the Bluetooth options. I use it for navigation a lot more. Normally I was just using my phone. Now I like going through my truck better. I do use the Apple CarPlay navigation. I prefer it over the new factory truck navigation, but again, like I said, I use my iPhone navigation quite a bit, so it's probably just what I'm used to. I think the Siri understands my voice a little better than the truck's voice recognition system, but it is nice to have both. If I was ever without my phone, it's nice that I could still get some navigation going. So with this pairing, I can use my iHeartRadio or whatever you use for streaming music. It's a lot more synced up, where I can just touch the screen and change my preset music stations and stuff like that. So if you find yourself using Apple CarPlay and you can't be bothered to plug your phone in, which I know seems obvious, like you're charging your phone anyway, right? Well, I'm all set up to be wireless here. So I have wireless car charging, which is fantastic. I have an iPhone 12, so having that magnet system just snaps on there, and I'm actually fast charging wirelessly now, and that phone mount's secure in place. You can see the one, yes, there's a wire, but it's for charging purposes. And then I have a adapter there because this kicks out a lot better watt than this will to support that wireless charging. So I will link all this in the description if you are ready to go fully wireless, embrace the wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless charging. If you don't have an iPhone 12, I actually highly recommend a Zee Hoo wireless charger that I mentioned in some previous videos, where all you do is set your phone on there and it'll detect your phone, clamp it to secure it in place, and then start wirelessly charging it. My wife has it in her car, and like I said, I've got some family members that use it too. So definitely into the full wireless now, especially now thanks to White Automotive and Media Services for sending me that radio. So thanks a lot, guys.
You know, if are you considering this? Well, it is an expensive option. You are buying from these guys a GM radio, and you are buying it to have them reprogram it to your specific vehicle VIN number. So there's a lot to it that goes into it. So it is the best solution. It's the final solution to get everything the way you want it. So it does cost a little more than some of the little cheap adapters and stuff, but it just works. So if you plan on having your vehicle for a long time, and you like the idea of having the factory navigation or the wireless Apple CarPlay and things just working, I highly recommend doing this. It, like I said, everything works exactly the way it should right out of the box. It just, like I said, it's like it was built this way. So, so again, thank you to those guys for sending it to me. If you are interested in more stuff from them, please comment in the video. If you want to see what that install for that high country cluster is like, I'm willing to do it if you guys are willing to watch it. So I personally, if you get the combination here where you get both, you will have the speed limit indicator in your cluster. That I'm really excited about. I'm always driving somewhere new and I never know what the speed limit is. To have that there all the time would just be sweet. So hopefully we get to make that video here in the future. But I do have a lot more content coming, both camper related and truck related, so please subscribe. And like, thank you guys so much for watching, following those links in the description. All that does help support me, supports the channel. So until next time, class dismissed.